All right, let's talk about fat loss. It seems like everyone has an opinion, a secret trick, or a revolutionary new diet. The fitness industry, bless its heart, is a wild west of information, and frankly, a lot of it is pure nonsense. You've probably heard some of these common knowledge strategies. Maybe you've even tried them, only to find yourself frustrated and no closer to your goals. It's time to challenge those ideas. There's a huge gap between what popular belief tells us about fat loss and what scientific evidence actually proves. We're here to bridge that gap, debunk some ridiculous myths, and set you on a path that actually works. Let's kick things off with a classic, fasted cardio. The idea is simple, right? Work out on an empty stomach, and your body will magically tap into fat stores because there's no other fuel around. Sounds logical, but science often laughs at logic. Scientific research has repeatedly shown there's no significant difference in overall fat loss between doing cardio fasted or fed. Your body is smarter than you think. It balances out energy expenditure over 24 hours. In fact, eating a little something before your workout can actually improve your performance. You'll have more energy, push harder, and potentially burn more calories during your session. Don't starve yourself for a myth. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, exploded onto the scene, promising maximum results in minimum time. And yes, it's effective. But the myth is that it's always better than other forms of exercise. HIIT is incredibly demanding on your body. It requires significant recovery time, meaning you can't realistically do it every single day without risking burnout or injury. Plus, for some, it can actually increase appetite. Sometimes a steady-state cardio session or a solid weightlifting workout is exactly what you need. The best exercise is the one you can do consistently and recover from effectively. Don't overdo it. You have to eat breakfast to kickstart your metabolism. How many times have you heard that one? It's a persistent myth, often pushed by cereal companies, that your metabolism needs a morning jolt. Your metabolism doesn't need a kickstart from breakfast. It's always running, adapting to your energy needs. Skipping breakfast won't suddenly make it sluggish or prevent fat loss. What truly matters for fat loss is your overall calorie intake throughout the day. Whether those calories come from 2 meals, 3 meals, or 6 meals, the total sum is what counts. Meal timing is largely irrelevant for fat loss. Green tea, the elixir of weight loss, according to some. It's often touted as a magical fat-burning beverage that will melt away the pounds while you sit on the couch. If only it were that easy. While green tea does contain catechins and caffeine, which can offer a very slight metabolic boost, it's far from a miracle. The effect is so minor it's almost negligible in the grand scheme of fat loss. Think of green tea as a minor aid, like a tiny gust of wind helping a sailboat. It's not a substitute for a well-structured diet and consistent exercise. Enjoy it for its health benefits, but don't expect miracles. This myth suggests that if you want to burn fat with weights, you need to reduce your rest times, do high reps, and basically turn your strength training into a sweaty, breathless cardio session. This is a common mistake. When you reduce rest times and increase reps to chase a burn, you're essentially turning strength training into inferior cardio. You compromise your ability to lift heavy and challenge your muscles effectively. Consistent, challenging resistance training is crucial for maintaining muscle mass during fat loss. Losing muscle slows your metabolism. Focus on progressive overload, not just getting sweaty. If some exercise is good, then more exercise must be better, right? This mindset leads people to spend hours in the gym, doing multiple workouts a day, believing they'll accelerate their fat loss. Excessive exercise is a fast track to injury, burnout, and diminishing returns. Your body needs time to recover and adapt. Pushing too hard too often can actually hinder progress and increase stress hormones. The key is to find the minimum effective dose for maximum results. This means enough exercise to stimulate progress without overdoing it. Consistency and smart programming beat sheer volume every time. Oh, the dream of targeting that stubborn belly fat or those jiggly arms. If only endless crunches could give you a six-pack or tricep extensions could banish arm jiggle. Unfortunately, your body doesn't work that way. Fat loss occurs systematically throughout your entire body, not in specific areas you choose to work. When you lose weight, your body decides where to pull fat from, based on genetics and individual physiology. Those stubborn fat areas are typically the last ones to show results because they have a higher density of alpha-2 adrenergic receptors, which make it harder for fat to be released. Patience and overall fat loss are key. Fruit has too much sugar. This is a common cry from low-carb enthusiasts, leading many to fear nature's candy. The idea is that fruit's natural sugars are just as bad as processed sugars and will make you fat. Let's be clear, the natural sugars in fruit are not comparable to the added processed sugars found in sodas and candy. Fruit comes packaged with fiber, water, vitamins, and minerals. Fruit provides essential nutrients, helps with satiety due to its fiber and water content, and is generally low in calories for its volume. Don't fear fruit. Embrace it as part of a balanced diet. The no carbs after 6 p.m. rule is a classic. The myth suggests that carbohydrates consumed in the evening magically turn into fat because your metabolism slows down while you sleep. This is simply not true. Carbohydrates do not magically transform into fat after a certain time of day. Your body processes calories regardless of the clock. A calorie is a calorie, whether you eat it at noon or midnight. Carbs are your body's preferred fuel source, especially for intense workouts. Eating them in the evening can even aid in recovery and improve sleep for some. Focus on your total daily intake, not the time. It's healthy, so I can eat as much as I want. This dangerous myth leads people to overconsume seemingly good-for-you foods like nuts, avocados, or olive oil, thinking they're immune to weight gain. While these foods are nutrient-dense and beneficial, they still contain calories. Overeating any food, even healthy ones, will lead to weight gain if you consume more calories than you burn. Calorie intake is paramount for fat loss, regardless of the food source. A surplus of calories from almonds is still a surplus. Portion control applies to everything, even the good stuff. This myth is a real buzzkill. It implies that for food to be healthy or effective for fat loss, it must be bland, boring, and utterly joyless. Who wants to live like that? Healthy food absolutely can and should be delicious. With proper cooking techniques, herbs, spices, and smart ingredient choices, you can create incredibly flavorful and satisfying meals. Enjoyable meals are crucial for long-term dietary adherence. If you hate your diet, you won't stick to it. Find ways to make nutritious food exciting. It's a skill worth developing. Many people believe that if they're not constantly battling hunger pangs, they're not truly dieting or making progress. This is a sign of an unsustainable or incorrect approach to fat loss. Constant gnawing hunger indicates that your calorie deficit is too aggressive, or you're not eating enough protein, fiber, or nutrient-dense foods. This leads to cravings and eventual diet failure. Sustainable fat loss involves a moderate calorie deficit, adequate protein and fiber to promote satiety, and consistent training. You should feel satisfied, not starved, most of the time. The fitness industry loves to overcomplicate fat loss. They sell you fancy supplements, extreme diets, and complex workout programs, making you believe it's some kind of rocket science. It's not. Fundamentally, fat loss is simple. It boils down to a few core principles, despite all the noise and marketing hype. Don't let anyone convince you it's more complex than it needs to be. It requires a moderate calorie deficit, adequate protein and healthy fats, consistent resistance training to preserve muscle, and patience. That's the recipe. No magic pills, no secret formulas. So, there you have it. 13 common fat loss myths thoroughly debunked. It's time to stop falling for the hype and start focusing on what truly matters. Question everything you hear in the fitness world. Don't just blindly follow trends or celebrity diets. Educate yourself and rely on scientific evidence, not anecdotal claims. Embrace sustainable habits for long-term results. Fat loss isn't a race. It's a journey of consistent, smart choices. You've got this.